Father and King, robed in majesty, faithful and true, we associate none with you, Abba, for beside you there is no other. We esteem you and you alone we worship. O Jehovah Supreme, the great and mighty one of Israel, covenant-keeping Elohim, rich in mercy. Turn to us, we've returned to you, to walk in your ways, status, command, and to do them. As Moses and the 70 elders of Israel came up to you at the shofar sound, so do we.
Receive this message, y'all. And I tried to make the video last night, but I had to go deeper into my studies. It's just the Father was calling me deeper into what he was telling me so I can come to you guys with the correct information. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I do not celebrate these pagan holidays. The pagan holidays are Easter, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Memorial Day, all these holidays, all these distractions that the world has made up and kept us from our true calling and our true covenant, our true holy holidays that we are supposed to be celebrating. So if you ask me, a lot of the holidays that they made up, they put in place as a distraction from the holy holidays that we, the Israelites, the people of the Father, should have been celebrating. And if you look around and you look around a lot, you will see that the Jews, Judaism, all these religions have took these holy holidays for their self. They have kept them for their self. They had hid these things from us all this time. And even though the stuff is right here in our face in the Bible, we've been so distracted with all the worldly things and all the worldly holidays that we have not really tuned in on what the Father has really been trying to show to us, okay? And so if you've been on my channel once again, you know that I recently Easter came about. I didn't celebrate Easter, I celebrated the Passover. This is supposed to be a Jewish holiday, which is not. I mean, they can celebrate it, but it's originally the Israelite, the Hebrew people's holiday that they took from us. The Passover is basically a holiday of us being thankful and grateful for the Father bringing us out of the land of Egypt from slavery, our ancestors. And the Passover is about us being free from that, okay? And so, like I said, Easter is a pagan god, it's a pagan holiday. Don't got nothing to do, an Easter bunny ain't got nothing to do with the Father raising on the third day. Even if you look at the third day, it don't add up. It's just all lies, and lies, okay? And so another holiday that's coming up now as a holy holiday is the Feast of Trumpets. And I know we have not been taught that. We might have heard of this Feast of Trumpets, but we never really was taught on it. We was never brought up on it to celebrate the Feast of Trumpets. What we was brought up to celebrate was Halloween, New Year's, all these other holidays and stuff like that. So, but the Feast of Trumpets is an important holiday. And in the end times, everybody is being more awakened to the Father's holy holidays, okay? And so, once again, New Year's. They said New Year's, they taught us January was the New Year, which is a lie. Is a lie. Just like the name Jesus, that J, they made it up. The J is only like 400 years old or something like that. Look it up and see how old the J is. It's not that old. It's made up. And so where did January come from? January is a made up month that they made up, added to the calendar to keep us confused, baby. They knew whoever was the colonizers who was messing with the Bible, taking out stuff and rearranging it and moving it. Man, they knew what they was doing. They was playing on the psychological, our minds and stuff like that. And it's just like had us all believing these lies for so long. And so now we are awakening to the truth. And so we know that The first day of the year is April, y'all. April, guys, is the first day of the New Year's. And I'm going to tell you why. Because why would the New Year's be in winter when everything is dead? It's cold. The crops are dead. There's no fruit growing. There's no trees like barren leaves or anything. So why would that be the New Year? That's not the New Year. April, when the earth replenishes itself and the trees start to bloom and the flowers start to bloom and the crops start to grow and the rain starts to pour, that is when it's the New Year. It's the new beginning of the year when the earth replenishes itself. That's the New Year, which is April. And so the Father told us to keep the Feast of Trumpets on the 7th month, the first day of the 7th month. So if we counting from April, the 7th month will be April, May, June, July, August, September, October. October 1st will be the original day of the Feast of Trumpets. But we have been distracted thinking that October is the season for Halloween. And it's so funny that the adversary, the evil spirit, made his day the same day of the Father. Remember, the adversary wanted to be just like the Father. So everything that was made good, they made bad. It's the opposite. So it's just like the adversary, these evil people want to be the Father so bad, want to be the Most High so bad that they made a day in a month dedicated to evilness, which is Halloween. Dressing your kids up in costumes and candies and witches and goons and goblins is witch. It's evil to dress your kids up in these type of Halloween costumes and stuff. October is the month of the Holy Feast of Trumpets. It's the holiest month of the year. And we have not been keeping it. We've been keeping the devil's day. Like, we need to be ashamed of ourselves that we have, as people, been keeping the devil's day over the Most High's day. And so I don't want to make this video long, so we're going to get right into it. We reading, guys, we reading in the King James Bible, and we reading from Leviticus 23:23 all the way to 44. So let's go. And it says, "And the Father spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall observe a day of solemn rest, a memorial proclaimed with blast of trumpets, a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work, and you shall present a food of offering to the Father. And the Father spoke to Moses, saying, Now on the 10th day of this 7th month is the day of anointment. It shall be for you a time of holy convocation. You shall afflict yourselves and present a food offering to the Father. And you shall not do any work on this very day, for it is the day of anointment." So, in the same month, so the Father already said on the 7th, in the 7th month of the first year, the 7th month of the first day, we should not be doing anything. And he said also on the 7th month, on the 10th day, is the day of anointment. Okay? So like I said, this month, October, is the holiest month that you can ever keep. Okay? Let me keep reading. I'm gonna break all this down after I finish reading it. Okay? So I'm gonna keep going. And so, let's see. It say, On the 10th day of this, on the 10th day of this 7th month is the day of anointment. It shall be for you a time of holy convulsion, and you shall afflict yourselves and present food offerings to the Father. And you shall not do any work on this very day, for it is a day of anointment, to make anointment to you before the Father your Savior. For whoever is not afflicted on that very day shall be cut off from his people. And whosoever does any work on that very day, that person will be destroyed from among his people. You shall not do any work. It is a statute forever throughout the generations in all your dwelling places. It shall be to you a Sabbath of solemn rest, and you shall afflict yourselves on the 9th day of the month, beginning at evening. From evening to evening shall you keep your Sabbath. So all this time, y'all, they've been talking about the Sabbath day is Saturday, the Sabbath day is this, the Sabbath day is that. When the Sabbath day is coming up in October 9th at evening all the way to the 10th. Make it make sense. Now, I can't make this stuff up. It's right here in the Bible. The Father said his people perish because we lack knowledge. We don't go searching for it. We stay on the surface of what everybody is teaching us and telling us, and we go from there. And it's sad that we go off what our oppressors, our slave captors have taught us all this time, instead of going and reading and looking it up for ourselves. The Father has brought this to my attention. He don't play. When he want me to know something, oh baby, he gonna bring it to my attention. So this whole time we thinking the Sabbath day is every Saturday, over here, if you look at the moon on this, it'll fall on this day. It says it right here in the Bible that this is the Sabbath day. From October 9th to the 10th. Okay? And say it shall be, I'm going to read back a little bit. You should not do any work. It is a statute forever throughout the generations. In all your dwelling places, it shall be your Sabbath of solemn rest. And you shall afflict yourselves on the 9th day of the month, of the 7th month, beginning evening from evening to evening shall you keep your Sabbath. And the Father spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel, saying, on the 15th day of the 7th month, and the 7th day is the feast of Booths to the Father. And so, like I said, the October month is a busy, busy, holy month. It's holy. So not only on the 1st, you're supposed to keep it on the 1st. He also just told you after that, you're supposed to keep it on the 9th to the 10th. And now he's talking about the 15th of the same month. All of these days are in the same month. The 1st of October, the 9th and the 10th of October, and now the 15th of October. It says, speak to the people of Israel, saying, on the 5th day of the 7th month, and for 7 days is the feast of Booths. So on the 15th of October and leading 7 days after that, which is the 15 days? Count from the 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So on the 21st day, okay? So the 15th, the 15th and all the way 7 days after the 15th. Well, the 15th included 7 days, okay? And say on the 15th of the day of this 7th month, and for 7 days is the feast of Booths to the Father. And on the 1st day shall be the holy convulsion, you shall do any ordinary work. For 7 days you shall present food offerings to the Father. On the 8th day you shall hold a holy convulsion and present a food offering to the Father. It is a solemn assembly. You shall not do any ordinary work. These are the appointed feasts of the Father, which y'all, I'm with my words, which you shall proclaim as times of holy convulsions, for presenting to the Father food offering, burnt offerings, and grain offering, sacrifice and drink offerings, each on its proper day. Besides the Father's Sabbath, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vow offerings, and besides all your free will offerings, which you give to the Father, on the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the produce of the land, you shall celebrate the feast of the Father 7 days. So why, oh why, y'all, have we been so distracted thinking that the October month we were supposed to be celebrating Halloween? Lies. I'm here to sound the alarm. I'm telling y'all right now. Please, don't be deceived in this hour. Do not celebrate Halloween. It's a pagan holiday. You are worshiping the evil spirits, the evil doers of this world. That October month is the holiest month of the year. Do you hear me? This is the holiest month. If you don't do nothing else, baby, when October fall on these days, read this for yourself. Read it for yourself. And come into wishes on what you need to do with you and your family to make sure that you are keeping this holy holiday in these last days, y'all. The Father said in the last days we will keep his holy holidays. We've been asleep all this whole time. And if you a true believer of the Father, if you down for the Father, you worship him, you will be upset that all this time you didn't know this. All this time you thinking you doing the right thing by celebrating Christmas. They made up Christmas. What Christmas got to do with the Father? What does Christmas got to do with the Most High? It has nothing to do with him. They took Christmas and made it about a white man in a fat white man in a suit coming down the chimney bringing your kids toys that you work hard all year to make sure they got. But the fat white man gets the credit on the day that's supposed to be the birth of the Father, the birth of Yeshua. But the white man gets the credit. Make it make sense. It don't make sense. It don't make sense for a fat white man to get credit on the day that's supposed to be the day of the Father's birth. It don't make sense. You celebrating the devil. And if you look at the word Santa Claus and you look in that whole word Santa Claus spells Satan. And if you look up the origin behind Christmas, you will see that it's wicked. All right. Now, I mean, I'm just going to be real with you guys. I'm going to keep it all the way 100 on this channel. I told y'all we emphasizing on the truth. I'm going to keep it real. The truth may hurt, but the truth shall set you free. Okay? And I'm sounding the alarm to all my people. October, do not celebrate no Halloween. I'm not going to judge if that's what you want to do. Be my guest. But I'm telling you right now, October is the holiest months of the year. And it's new to me too, y'all. It's new. The Father, in the last days, he's bringing it up. He's letting it be known. He said he will let his elect ones know the truth. His chosen ones will know. And it's my job to come and tell you guys, okay? And so, this is right here is crazy. And so say, on the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the produce of the land, you shall celebrate the feast of the Father 7 days. On the first day you shall be solemn at rest. On the 8th day you shall be a solemn at rest. And you shall take on the first day the fruit of splendor trees, branches of palm trees, and balks of leafy trees, and willows of the brook. And you shall rejoice before the Father, your Savior, 7 days should you do this, okay? So you should be doing this from the 15th. And the Father said, "All you got to do this all." Even though He said 7 days, He said on that 8th day. So from the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20, 21, on that 22nd day, that you're supposed to be resting on that 22nd day, and on that 15th day. And between that, you should be celebrating before the Father with. You need to gather these things. I don't know how you gonna gather them. Look for it. It's our first year. The Father gonna give us pass, but you should be celebrating with these things. These are the things where it say, when you have gathered in the produce of the land, you shall celebrate the feast of the Father 7 days. On the first day you shall be a solemn rest, and on the 8th day you shall be at solemn rest. And you shall take on the first day, you shall have these things, y'all. The fruit of splendor trees. Look it up. What is that? Look it up. Branches of palm trees. Look it up. What is a palm tree? Branches from a true palm tree. And balks of leafy trees. And willows of the brook. And you shall rejoice before the Father, your Savior, for 7 days. And each one of them things have meanings. Like the I think because our ancestors, y'all, the Father kept them celebrating this very month, the Feast of Trumpets, for 40 years. They had to celebrate this for the Father, bringing them out of slavery, saving them. And the branches is like basically for them collecting the branches to build like temporary housing. That's what the branches is for. The splendor trees is like, it's like a fruit that is like, it represents the gratefulness of His creation, Him feeding them. The splendor trees, look it up, guys. And the leafy trees and the willow brook. And you shall rejoice before it. All each of them things got a meaning of why you supposed to gather all this stuff for the Feast of Trumpets. You shall celebrate it as a feast to the Father for 7 days in the year. It is a statute forever throughout your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. So like I said, guys, if y'all counting right, I'm telling you, don't count from January. January don't count. January was made up. Count from April all the way and tell me what day you gonna get. You gonna get October. So you supposed to be doing all this stuff in October. If you look off the Hebrew calendar, I've been trying to look it up. They don't want to really tell you, but I know the Hebrew calendar, if you look it up, the word is Tarshir. Is it Tarshir? T-A-S-H-I-R, something like that. It's like it's in Hebrew. The month Tarshir is in Hebrew, but it's October. Okay? So going off the Hebrew calendar, not the worldly made up calendar, not the Jewish calendar, none of them calendars. I'm talking about the Hebrew calendar. If you go off the Hebrew calendar, the 7th month is October. Okay? As simple as that. It's October. Is the most holiest month of the year. The first, that 9th, the 10th, the 15th, and 7 days of the 15th, all the way to the 22nd, is the holiest time of the year. Okay? And it should be celebrated for generations. You shall celebrate it the 7th month. You should dwell in booths for 7 days. All native Israelites shall dwell in Both. So Booths. Go read this chapter for yourself. And say all native Israelites. Why would they say native? Natives, baby. Indians. All the names that they gave to everybody else, y'all, we are all in one, that race. Okay? We have made all the nations. The black woman carries the DNA that creates all races. All people came from the black woman. Did I say too much? Okay. So it say, you shall dwell in Bos for 7 days. All native Israelites shall dwell in Bos, that your generations may know that I made the people of Israel dwell in Bos when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Father, your Savior. Thus Moses declared to the people of Israel the appointed feast of the Father. So, like I said, the Feast of Trumpets is one of 7 holy holidays that we're supposed to be keeping. And each time I'm gonna get closer and closer. But I told you the first one was the Holy Passover is one of the holy holidays that we supposed to be keeping. The Feast of Trumpets is another one. And the Day of Anointment is another one, which is on the 15th. Okay? So I wrote all this stuff down to make it very easy. Okay? So if we, like I said, if we starting from April using the Hebrew calendar, April, May, June, July, August, September, October marks the 7th month. If you look it up, if you try to look up the holy feast, they'll tell you it start this month. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Only thing that's happening this month is the blood moon, which happened yesterday, and the eclipse that's gonna happen 2 weeks after the blood moon. And these are all celestial events is not happening by mistake. This is prophecy being fulfilled. The Father said the signs will be in the sky. The signs are in the sky like never before, y'all. It's been pink moons, blue moons, black moons. It's been solar eclipse. It's been blood moons. Now here it is again. We having a blood moon that just happened yesterday night. And 2 weeks from yesterday, we are going to experience a total eclipse. These are all prophecy, y'all. This is all stuff that's happening. And no, do I know when the Father come back? I don't know. I don't know. But people been prophesying, dreaming, speculating that the Father is coming back on this trumpet, on this Feast of Trumpets. How true that is, I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows the hour of our Savior, but we know he's coming back. One day, y'all. He coming back. So all these signs that's going on, we all need to be paying attention. We don't need to be letting them go over our shoulders. And I'm going to hurry up because my video getting long. So if I'm counting right, October 1st is the feast. October 1st is the Feast of Trumpets. The 10th day of the 7th month, October 10th, but the 9th of the 7th month from evening to evening. So basically, from the 9th to the 10th is the Sabbath day that we supposed to be keeping. From the 9th at evening all the way to the 10th to evening. Okay? And so I wrote this down more in depth. The 7th month, which is October 1st, equals, it say, observe a day of Solomon rest, a memorial proclaimed with blast of trumpets, a holy conviction. You shall do no ordinary work and present a food of offering to the Father. So October 1st is the first holy day of the month, of the year. It's the first day, y'all. October 1st. Mark it on your calendar. Go read the Leviticus 23 all the way to 44. So October 1st is the first day. You supposed to be resting on this day. You do not supposed to be working. I'm telling you, request the day off now from work. If you got to work, request it off. Because the Father said we do not supposed to be working. If we work, He going to cut us off. He going to cut us off from our people. He going to cut us off, period. You're going to be wondering why you having all this bad luck and stuff. It's because you heard, now you hear, you shall do. Request that day off now. October 1st is observed for a solemn rest. You don't supposed to be doing nothing on that desk on that day, but reserving that day as a memorial. And it's so funny that we just celebrated Memorial Day. Like, I'm telling you, the evil spirits, the evil doers of the world, they want to be the Father so bad. They do everything He do, all the things in His commandments and everything, but they do things opposite of the truth. So they had us celebrate Memorial Day all around the world when the real Memorial Day is coming up. October 1st is a memorial. Proclaim with a blast of trumpets. You don't got no trumpet? We got YouTube. Turn on YouTube, find some trumpets, listen to some trumpets, blast it. Blast on October 1st, blast trumpets. A holy conviction. So you should be praying, fasting, praying, and fasting. You hear me? You shall do no work on that day, none. And present a food of offering to the Father. Anything. Present something to the Father. Food. Present it to Him. Now, on the same month, the 7th month, which is October, but the 10th of October, the day of anointment, it shall be for you a time of holy convulsion, and you shall afflict yourselves and present food offerings to the Father, and you shall do no work on that very day, for it is a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwelling places. I don't care if you don't supposed to be at work. I don't care where you at, where you dwelling at on that day. That day you should not be working. You shouldn't be doing anything. You should be afflicting yourselves and presenting food offerings to the Most High. Okay? And shall be to you a Sabbath of solemn rest. And you shall afflict yourself starting on the 9th day from evening to evening. So, even though that main day is the 10th, where you should rest, you should start on the 9th at evening, fasting, praying, offering. From the 9th all the way to the 10th at evening. So it's a evening to evening. What's our evening? The evening start I say about 5 o'clock. Afternoon is about 4. I say evening is about 5:36. Okay? So you should be fasting all the way to October 10th to about 5:36. Okay? October 9th through the 10th, you shall from evening till evening keep the Sabbath. And the Father spoke to Moses again, saying, speak to the people of Israel. Now, if you go read this, you go look this up online and say that it's the Jews. They got different names. They renamed the holiday from boss to they named it to something else. You gotta look it up for yourself. I'll be writing forever if I write all this stuff down. But if you go Google it, it's gonna come up as the Jews. It's gonna come up as another name also known as the Feast of Trumpets. They gonna tell you something like that. But The Father ain't say the Jews. He wasn't talking to the Jews. But the Jews made this holiday all about them. Once again, they just took the holiday for themselves and they kept it for themselves and claimed it and gave us the pagan holidays. Okay? That's not cool. They will pay for what they did though. And so he said, speak to the people of Israel. He didn't say speak to nobody else. He told Moses, the Most High Father told Moses to speak to the people of Israel, saying in the same month, October the 15th. So all this is happening in the 15th, the 1st, the 9th through the 10th. Now he's saying the 15th. In the same month, October 15th, and for 7 days is the Feast of Booths. So from that 15th, you supposed to rest. That's the first day, beginning of the Feast of Booths. You supposed to be resting on that 15th. And for 7 days, that's when you're supposed to be already had collected all them things I told you to collect. What was it? Oak. Splendor trees, branches of palm trees, and blocks of leafy trees, and willows of brooks. You're supposed to be collecting all these things before the 15th come. And so October 15th and for 7 days is the Feast of Booth. I don't know if I'm saying this right, y'all. Booth to the Father on the first day, which is October 15th, should be a holy conviction. You should do no ordinary work for 7 days thereafter. You shall present food offerings to the Father, and on the 8th day, which is October the 22nd, that's from the 15th. And he said on the 8th day, which is from the 15th, 8 days after the 15th is the 22nd of October. You shall hold a holy conviction and present a food offering to the Father. It is a solemn assembly. You shall do no ordinary work. And these are the appointed feasts of the Father, which should be proclaimed as times of holy conviction for presenting the Father with food offerings, burnt offerings, and grain offerings, sacrifices, and drink offerings, each on its proper day. Okay? And bam, y'all, this video is so long. So please forgive me, okay? Please forgive me for the long video, but I had to get this out. This was a message that the Father, a prophetic message that the Father wanted me to share with you guys, okay? And so with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go over this one more time. The 7th month, I'm not talking about the worldly months. I'm talking about the 7th month of the Hebrew is October, y'all. It's October. The 7th month is October, which if we go off the worldly calendar, it's the 10th month. But this how the adversary, these evil people, evildoers of the world work. They are confusing. And anything that's confusing is of the devil, is of the adversary, is of the world, is of the evildoers. Okay, it's confusing. If you don't really know, like, research, and you just go off of what the people, if you don't dive deeper into what's being said to you and talk to you, because I'm telling you how they got stuff set up. You got to go over here, you got to go over there, you got to go up there, you got to go down there, and you got to look over here. The truth is spread all over the place, and it don't make no sense. But like I said, October is the 7th month. Okay, October is the 7th month. We're using the Hebrew calendar. And the first day of October, you should be resting. Okay? You should be resting. You should be doing your burnt offerings. You should be praying and fasting on that first day of October. And then you get a little rest from all to the 9th. When the 9th comes, you back at it again. That is the Sabbath day. We just learned that. The Sabbath day is October 9th through the 10th, from evening to evening. So October 9th at evening all the way to October 10th to evening is the Sabbath day. This is the holiest month of the year, October, which they made it of the devil. It was a big distraction. I'm telling y'all now. So October 9th to the 10th is the Sabbath day. Then you supposed to rest on that 10th day. No working on that first day, no working on that 10th day. No work. Don't work. Request a day off. The 1st, the 10th, the 15th, the 22nd. Request the days off. No working. All you're supposed to be doing is praying, offering, sacrificing to the Father. Okay? And then on the 15th is when it really starts. And it start up for 7 days. So from the 15th all the way to the 22nd. On that 15th day, when it first start, on the 15th you rest. You offering to the Father. You sacrificing. You fasting. You celebrating all the way to the 22nd. On that last day, on the 22nd, you supposed to be resting. No working. No ordinary work. You're not supposed to be doing any work. Go look your stuff up for yourself so you can read it and come into fruition for yourselves and your family. But for me and mine, we will serve the Most High over here. And so I know this is my first time celebrating it, so I got to make it work for me and mine. And so, like I said, I'm going to try my best to find all these things that I got to find to gather up for the 15th. I'm going to try my best to get everything gathered up. And so through the 15th, all the way to the 22nd, I can praise and celebrate and offer and worship and thank the Father for everything he has done and more, okay? And so with that being said, we live in our last days. The truth is coming out more and more. The truth should set all of y'all free. Like I said, I'm not making none of this stuff up. You can go look it up in the Bible for yourself. And with that being said, I love y'all out there. My video is way super long. And until the next time, y'all, love and peace. Bye.